Teamwork is so important that it is virtually impossible for you to reach the heights of your capabilities or make the money that you want without becoming very good at it. Now's around the time where I see a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners, real estate investors. I see them scrambling, trying to figure out their tax situation. I see many entrepreneurs not having their bookkeeping in order. And I want to share with you that I can relate and understand where you're coming from. But the purpose of today's podcast episode is to make sure that if that's you right now, that I'm not speaking down at you, but I'm more sharing from my experience the importance that if you're feeling that pain, that frustration now, because you don't have your ducks in a row, you don't have I's dotted, T's crossed, and that you're not ready to file your 2021 taxes, then you need to surround yourself. It's probably because you just haven't found the right person, the right professional to add to your team so that when you're taking care of your 2022 taxes next year, it's buttoned up, it's dialed, it's ready to go. So I don't want you to find yourself in the position I was in over a decade ago. And I want you, if you don't have the right professionals in your corner, it's time to start looking for that person today. Like it should have been yesterday, but since you're listening to this now, do it when you're done with this podcast. Ask people who you respect and trust for referrals. You want a bookkeeper that takes care of your books on a monthly basis, and you actually spend some time and you review the books so that you can make decisions based on that information, not based, once a year, twice a year. I hired through a good friend of mine, Ray. I was referred to a bookkeeper that I've been working with now for this summer. It's coming up on 2 years. And come tax time, I've never felt more comfortable than I have during the last couple of years, because my books for all the different entities are up to date each month. I have a 60 to 90 minute Zoom meeting with my bookkeeper. We review everything. We make sure everything's on point. He asked me questions, I ask him questions, and so I learn in the process. A phenomenal tax strategist and CPA, and somebody who was always very responsive. That's the kind of team member you want. That's the kind of professional you want to align yourself with. You don't want a bookkeeper, a CPA, or any other team member that you have to chase down to get information, or that it takes you a long time to get in contact with that person. That's not the right team member for you. You want to, as you interview certain people for your business, you want to make sure that you're setting the expectation up front that, hey, you're willing to pay for their expertise, for their time, for the service they provide. And you want to be able to communicate with them. Now, I'm not suggesting you're that person that is blowing them up, 3-4 times a day, every single day. Like, nobody wants to work with somebody like that. But you want to set the expectation that, transparency and open lines of communication is very, very important. And that goes both ways. When they need something from you, don't make them wait. Be organized, have your ducks in a row. And so, I just want to share that with you, that it's very common, I find, whether through coaching calls or through the Flip Empire community, people that reach out to me, that they don't have the right team members. And to the extent that your team is lacking those A players, those pros, it's going to really hold you back from ultimately where you want to go. So I started that episode, today's episode, with that quote. I want to just go ahead and reiterate it. Brian Tracy: teamwork is so important that it's virtually impossible for you to reach the heights of your capabilities or make that money that you want without becoming very good at it. And becoming very good at it is team building. It's identifying the right people that you could add, to your business, and people that have a level of experience, knowledge, and expertise that you don't have. But you need to be dangerous enough to understand it. You don't want to just completely abdicate it, but you want somebody that can, you can ask. My bookkeeper, when I get on these monthly calls with him, I can ask him questions about the P&L, about the balance sheet. And more times than not, he's got an answer for me. And so I'm getting educated in the process, and I'm willing to pay for that service. So there's certain things that you want to negotiate. There's certain things that, you want to be frugal about. You want to reduce expenses, maximize your income, but don't be afraid to pay for value. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. That's something that I heard years ago that always stuck with me. So as always, I thank you for giving me your most precious asset, which is your time. And I trust that the content I'm sharing with you on today's episode just lands home with you. So that's what I got for you. If you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out. Anyways, that's that. Just wanted to share that. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Take care.